Hi guys, it's me, just Leprechaun again, and for this video that I will be dedicated to St. Patrick's Day of, 2026, I shall be covering Leprechaun 2, following the tradition of the Leprechaun movies. Now, I should tell you right off the bat, I'm sorry for making this a little bit late, but I would have had it done a lot earlier. But the only thing is that my street had a power outage the night before. So right when I was about to record for this little monstrosity, the power went out. And I was on blackout the next morning. And I went to the gym where I saw somebody wearing the green version of the shirt. So it was actually funny that they're more they have more of a holiday spirit for the holiday of St. Patrick's Day over Christmas. And I thought to myself, I said, why would they be so into green over green and red, for Christmas colors? And I thought to myself, yeah, people at the gym don't like big numbers apparently, and I guess two colors is too complicated for them to figure out. So they like the more popular color of green for St. Patrick's Day, which is fine because I prefer green myself. You should see how funny it was for me to go out every which way in the gym and saying, oh, I like the colors, I like the pants, I like the shirt. Now, don't watch. People are gonna take that the wrong way and think I'm trying to harass them for it. But I'm not in this case, because I love green. I'm the best green lover. So, anyway, this is Leprechaun 2. Now, you gotta admit, I did see a few Leprechaun movies before this. So I saw the original Leprechaun. I saw, I know I saw Leprechaun Origins, and I saw a few others on top of that. Let me just say that, right off the bat, this is the funniest Leprechaun movie I ever saw. Because Warwick Davis adds an extra layer of fun, whimsy, and humor to it. Plus, the man knows how to rhyme too, in an Irish accent. Now, I gotta admit, with this, they say that this movie is a horror movie, like the first movie, and I can't think of it as a horror movie. It's more of a comedy movie, honestly. It's very along the lines as, say, Beetlejuice. It's that much of a funny movie. And let me just say that the cast gives the all to make it into a horror thriller type movie, but no way. No way. By the way, I think what they were going for was that the Leprechaun from this movie did the first movie, and it probably different for the other Leprechaun movies in the future, because this Leprechaun dies in a way that's different from the first one. Because in the first one, clearly say that only a four-leaf clover can harm little bastard. But in this one, raw iron can kill him too. They never bring up the idea about attaching a four-leaf clover to an object and then impaling him with it. But really, something made of iron can defeat him. Which makes sense because in the movie they portrayed leprechauns as being a nature spirit or a nature deviant spirit or something, able to control things like plants, trees, teleport, and other magical stuff. So it makes sense in a weird way that a processed inorganic material like metal or iron in this case would harm the little guy. Now, that being said, this so much it's really great. This movie is so really funny at the same time. You can't take it seriously as a horror movie or as a thriller for that matter. Also, when I said about that the Leprechaun from this movie is the first one, I also mean that it seemed like the Leprechaun species is like it's like identical looking and identical sounding individuals that inhabit our world, so that the first Leprechaun movie villain was completely different from this Leprechaun villain, and the same goes for the other Leprechaun movies too, except for Leprechaun Origins, which from my memory, I think that it was supposed to be the original Leprechaun story about how they became like almost like Greek gremlins, that were harmful in nature, not the cute and cuddly little monsters that you think of when you think of like Lucky Charms or the holiday of St. Patrick's Day, etc., etc., etc. So, that was actually pretty funny to see this. Anyway, this movie takes place originally in like old Ireland. With Gaelic was like the popular language back then, and I don't know when it was implied that it took place in, but since this movie came out in '94, I'm gonna assume that the movie was set 1,000 years in the past, so figure about 1994, I would say. And they first start out with this guy being hunted down by a leprechaun, like a bounty or some kind of a monster trying to chase down his victim. So then he put like a golden collar around his neck. Kind of into kicky shit, I think. And it's quite funny because afterwards, the guy says, happy birthday, happy 1000th birthday to you. Something about the birthday of the leprechaun makes him not want to kill this guy. And he said, that because it's St. Patrick's Day, March 17th of that year, it's the 1000th year, Leprechaun's in a good mood because he's gonna be getting a bride besides being very lucky that his Leprechaun's birthday happens to fall on St. Patrick's Day, which at this point I have to wonder was the actual St. Patrick around at that time? I'm really curious to know with the authentic historic St. Patrick around before the year 1000. I'm not so sure about that, but anyway, it's more of a stereotypical birthday, for Leprechaun to be born on St. Patrick's Day of any year. So anyway, he says, you're the day over 500 years old or something about it. So, just, thank you, my boy. Thank you. You know why this is real special? Because today the Leprechaun like me gets to choose his bride. And it just so happened that the lucky woman that he's got in mind happens to be the guy's daughter or something, or a blood relation. So he goes, no. So then he says, either I kill you, or I marry your daughter. So it's very funny because when his name is Ludan, or Leprechaun. So when Ludan shows this guy his bride to be, like, walks so confident, like, that's right. And it's like, chatting with this guy, it's just advice and stuff. But it's really funny because were you just hunting this guy down like a dog 5 minutes ago before you put the call on him, and before you show him the horror of the girl that you're gonna marry is his relative or his daughter or something? So that's very funny to me. Yeah, I'm sure that it's probably horrific to somebody to see your daughter being married to a little scumbag like Ludan, but it's still funny to me. Plus, an extra good thing is that Miss no, I'm gonna butcher the name, but Miss should done Shevun Durkin played both the daughter and the other one the other one, Bridget, that he's gonna marry or try to marry in this one. So 1,000 years in the future from this, they show the same girl, Miss Durkin playing Bridget, that the guy wants to get married to, and I think her name is Kaloum. Yeah, Bridget Kaloum. And it's just so funny to me that during this whole sequence, they have first the girl who has eyes for first, the daughter looks exactly like the one that 1,000 years in the future. So that's a hell of a genetic quality right there. You think there'd be some kind of diversity or some kind of a divergent path for the gene to go down or whatever, but I guess not. I guess the Leprechaun must have his type of woman. it goes right along with the whole Leprechaun's legend called gold in her color because she's blonde. Anyway, that's real funny. And the guy who's trying to get with her, his name is Cody Iglesias. I want to say Iglesias because that's the wrong name, but Iglesias. Does that even sound Irish to you? I have no idea. But anyway, he's played by Charles Heath. And unfortunately, he doesn't like the same pizzazz as the other actor in the first movie. Miss Durkin does a wonderful job in the role. It being the Princess Peach, if you will, of the main story. And, he does it pretty well. And following from the first movie, they have, the Leprechaun, Ludan, actually obsessed with it, with this guy, with his captor's shoes, with his prey shoes, give your shoes look something, all of this stuff. And then later on, when he gets revived in 1,000 years, he gets revived and he takes the homeless guy's gold out of his mouth. I mean, if you're homeless, why do you need a gold tooth for? How can you even afford that? Especially with this economy. So anyway, he gets freed out of this tree stump. Very similar to Ernest Scared Stupid, think of it. And the homeless guy moves his the guy's foot out of the tree, losing him up. It's almost like the Blob in a lot of ways, because the Blob remake had a homeless guy poking and prying with a stick on the Blob itself. So it's kind of similar to that effect. And the Leprechaun does a grand entrance out of the roots of the tree. Kind of here's Johnny, and then uses the tree roof a la Evil Dead style, tie up the homeless bum and rip out his gold tooth. And this is actually kind of funny because later on, when he captures Bridget, he said that you'll be a fine wife one day to me, and then gets up in her little cocoon air, she's off her belly and stuff, and rubs it down with his big clawed hands, and you'll make a good mother for my little ones. To where she's horrified, of course, because she's a teenager and she doesn't want to be involved with all that little monster stuff, right away. But this is really funny because I've always heard, by legend, my myth, that the belly is very sensitive, and that it's very easy to tickle someone that way, especially women. Especially when they're tied up and they're on the back and they're tied up and they're pretty much defenseless. So, imagine taking all of her will, not the life of a slum, as Warwick Davis rubbed his hand all over midsection. It is nice clawed silky hands. That was real funny. And they also have this guy there. It's like this all-knowing guy with all kind of Irish lore and stuff. And how to stop the Leprechaun and how to all the tricks with Leprechaun and all that. Kind of like in the first movie, and he played by Sandy Barron. I don't know the name, but whatever. And he played Uncle Mortimer or Father Mortimer, which is a cool name, but I'm just trying to twist him out and then use it. But anyway, he reminded me of both physical and by voice, a combination of George Cullen, and Danny DeVito. And I think he's the only. I think he and somebody else, the only that actually dives in this movie to moved on. And it's actually really stupid the way he dies. But Luke Dunn got uses his powers. He uses his shillelagh, which is like his old gnarled wagyu stick. And then he got the it's also very how should I put this? The old stereotype about Irish people and drinking, right? The Irish people like drink and that they can hold down the liquor quite well and all that. I don't buy that whatsoever. Anyway, they have him pour a drink for his new love interest, the girl Bridget, and he pours alcohol for her. Only the best for my darling sweetie pie. No Canadian alcohol in here either. Just pure Irish liquor. I don't know if that's like a stab against Canadian liquor or anything, but it seems kind of nationalistic for him to go for just purely Irish booze. I find that funny. And then of course you got his rhyming thing about, sneeze once, sneeze twice. And if you should marry me if you should eat it thrice. Something about to that effect. But he's a very good rhymer. Probably where they got the idea for Leprechaun in the Hood. Oh yeah, I should mention that I'm gonna put the link for this movie in the description below. Because this movie is awesome, and if you want to watch it. But I should tell you also that the title of the movie in the caption section on the YouTube is Leprechaun, Little Evil. But rest assured, this movie is Leprechaun 2. I don't know why they screwed up the title, but I thought it was some other one in the franchise, or maybe it could have been like one of them fake things where they put like the name of the movie and then they have like the trailer stretched out to be an hour and a half long, repeating and stuff for an hour and a half. Like to do with some other movies on YouTube. But rest assured, it's a real thing. The real McCoy. Anyway, they also have their They also have this point where Tony Cox of all people, yeah, look like from Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2. He's in this too, and he was talking to Lou Don about being out for a dwarf, for some movie, for some production of Snow White and Santa Claus. He said, I ain't no dwarf, and I ain't no elf either. So it's like, you know, those mythical creatures are inferior to me. I'm a leprechaun. I'm a full-blood leprechaun. Don't you forget it. Don't ever compare me to those other mythical creatures ever again, or you'll be sorry. It's like, I had no idea that a leprechaun would be so offended if you mixed their speeches with something else. But apparently it is. And by the way, Tony Cox plays a character in it originally announced the Black Leprechaun. I don't know what it is, but I just read them like I see him. It's wrong. You call him like the Leprechaun or like some other name or something. You should call him something other than the Black Leprechaun. That's kind of stupid and insulting actually. It'd be like someone saying, "There's the retard leprechaun." Talking about me, of course. You know that's derogatory thing, and that's wrong. But anyway, they also have an actor in this movie called AI White. So I don't know where that comes from or whatever, but in any case, another thing that they carry over from the first movie is they have the best part in the movie where they have a go-kart of doom driven by the Leprechaun. And he tried to kill Cody, but because of a little mishap with his goal to the Leprechaun cannot kill the kid. You know, whenever he rams him, he just runs through him like a phantom or cheap ride. Which is actually really funny actually. And what's even more funny is that one time there was another guy trying to get in Bridget's pants, and she saw through him, so she left him over there on the side of the house, you know, begging to come in for some gig time. And then what was so funny was that when she called him, it turns out to be a leprechaun in disguise, and the vision of her, the fake vision of her, lifted up her blouse, her shirt to the guy, and we think that we can get some snoo out of it. But he was in the parents' garage, first of all. And then second of all, it's revealed that instead of seeing who there is, the Leprechaun just used an image technique to disguise a bunch of spin lawnmower blades. So the guy actually just inches way closer to her face, to the blades, until his face gets ripped off. His face gets ripped off. So that's very funny. Even though the lawnmower is loud and everything. And I think that's the first kill that he ever gets. So, with that, so you can actually mimic voices like the Terminator, like the Terminator series of robots. Which is kind of creepy. I think a lot about that. So anyway, the Cody tried to trade Bridget for the last piece of gold. Now, this is kind of stupid. Well, it makes sense in the course of the Leprechaun story because Leprechauns like gold, but wanting gold. Well, I like gold. I just would, if I were her or any woman for that matter, I would feel embarrassed and ashamed that the guy that's trying to save me is gonna save me by giving them a piece of gold for me, saying that women are valued at gold, monetary value. So yeah, he even got trade the Leprechaun for gold, and they had this young lady above at probable places, in which the Leprechaun has to try to drink his way to victory against Uncle Mortimer. This is real funny. Even though Leprechaun's like only 3 feet tall, it's very funny because he's got to, he is a supernatural creature. So, by logic, he should be able to put it down quite well. a lot better and more efficient than a human can. So, then you see, him taking shot after shot, while everyone's cheering on the Uncle Mortimer. And for some reason, it showed Uncle Mortimer actually winning against Leprechaun in that regard. And that's really, really funny to see that his magic has no power in a bar, or in a pub, I should say. So anyway, that's very funny. You see him going all glossy-eyed and everything. I could tell that when Warwick Davis made this part in the movie, he was having a ball. Oh. I'm sure he wasn't acting drunk because that much drinking probably could kill a little guy like that. But that was really funny. That's what Vern Troyer died. I'm not trying to make a joke here. I think he really did die of alcohol poisoning because his little body couldn't handle that much booze at once. So anyway, Single all Google related, all that stuff. Even when he tried to use telekinesis to bring an asteroid to himself, you see the thing wobbling and going every which way and everything. It's so funny. But you never say that a human is human counterpart or partner or whatever you're called is suffering alcoholism. And it's really funny. So it's also implied that if the guy gets to the cold piece, that he's still gonna keep the woman. He's still gonna keep Bridget because she's a married woman now. And I can't wait to go I promise I'll be gentle with her on a away night. So yeah, that is pretty horrifying to see your woman being terrorized by this little bastard. the guy that won't say no. But I like to think of it as funny, because if I would have done I would put like Big White, can't get enough of your love, baby. Or let me think, what are the other new musical tracks the kids listen to nowadays? Armored hot dog. I know. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about sex, you and me. Let's talk about sex. that would be funny, especially with the little guy dancing into it. Which I think he does do in this one. What movie? What other? So anyway, the show Miss Sloopton, having given her a dress to wear, a red dress, and she looks fine in its dress. There are no complaints with that whatsoever. And it's funny because a little hacienda underneath the tree looks awful lot like the Labyrinth maze from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, a movie which I love, LA. And they end up Mortimer and trapping the leprechaun inside of this iron safe. And it's funny because when the leprechaun is actually trying to get out of it, it's him burning himself trying to get out of the raw iron cage and stuff, because it's his weakness and all that. That really reminds me of when Tough they found within that box in I think season 3, book 3 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and she invented metal bending. So that was actually pretty fun. This was way before that joke came about, but still it's pretty funny. So Mortimer would think to himself, I could get wishes out of the podcast before I kill him. We'll lock him in there permanently. So he wishes for gold, for his pot of gold. Such typical pot of gold. And first of all, Cool's outside the room and he begged him not to do it, because then they ruin the plan and and he will keep Bridget for himself and all that. Make a bride and make little baby leprechaun and all that stuff. Which, by the way, I actually wonder, why haven't we ever seen any female leprechauns? Oh boy, I don't want to think about that too much. And two, would the leprechauns automatically look like Luden, or like the guy from the first one? Anyway, they're trying to beg him not to do it, but Mortimer gets greedy, and he wants to get his golden pot, and he doesn't say where to put it. So in essence, the leprechaun grants wishes, 3 wishes in particular, and it's like Calypso from Twisted Metal, and that you get what you want, but there's often a twist to it, like a monkey's paw type of thing. He wishes for the pot of gold, but it appears inside his stomach. So it brings him great pain to do it, to have this out like that. So then he said, you want me to take it out of you? Yes. I mean, I would think that you put a large pot full of, gold into one, that would automatically kill him. But, this is, okay, do you wish me out of here? Yes, I do wish you out of there. Out of the safe. So then the guy said, okay, well, you can't open it. I can get out of here. I can't teleport my way out of this. So, stupid fuck, I just let him out of there. And it's funny because, that wish kind of reminded me of the animated movie Aladdin, which wishes to get out of the cave of wonders after it collapses out in itself. And the genie didn't even though he didn't wish for it. So basically, he wasted one of his wishes on something that he could have done from. That was bad penalty. It was more like in the movie Bedazzled, in the remake for Bedazzled, in which the devil, like by Elizabeth Hurley, talks to Brendan Fraser, and he says, okay, I wish for a Big Mac and a Coke. So they go to Big K and they order it. And that was the wish, because I could have done that. I could have went to the store and bought a Coke and a Big Mac. Where a burger. So he said, well, I got it for you, so this is it. Yeah, but I had to pay for it. So that doesn't count. So, it reminding me of that. So then the Leprechaun actor does kill him by the end. Unfortunately. And then Leprechaun tries to get them. He does get a gold piece for in exchange for Bridget. But it just so happened that the gold piece that he was given to him by Cody. And Cody gave him a chocolate piece full gold foil around it. So that was actually pretty funny. And what's even more funny is that chocolate gold piece was given to him by Tony Cox, the Black Leprechaun. So I don't think that intentionally that they were gonna give chocolate to a black guy to give to anyone, giving me chocolate. But intentional or not, but it's kind of weird the way that came out. So anyway, they have they eventually have Kid Cody stab a leprechaun with a iron rod and kill him that way. No mention of the first thing with the fully clover killing of that grab. And then Bridget brought back to him, and then it implied that they were to have a leprechaun baby by themselves. Then I enjoyed the Howard movie. Let's see here. The leprechaun is enjoyable. So the deaths, but can't beat getting pulled by a pogo stick. That will just take the cake. And, it's unfortunate that one of them had died in it. But, kids survive. It is what it is. Let's see here. Well, oh yeah. If I give a chocolate coin wrapped in gold foil to somebody who knows the way of gold, would it make sense that that person would be able to detect that they were being duped? Wouldn't they be able to tell that this is not how much gold weighs? Because I hear that gold weighs a ton, especially if you have it in the coin form or in a ball form or whatever. It weighs a lot more than chocolate. So, yeah, that's one of the points. Of all the people that the Leprechaun could have picked from, he had to pick the descendant of the guy from the beginning of the movie, the one he was chummy with. I know that was supposed to be some kind of curse or something that the Leprechaun put on the guy. Beware, your descendant will be my bride yet. And it just so happened to look exactly like the daughter of captive. But yeah, it's just this movie is pretty fun. Warwick Davis has the ball with this. He is just so much fun. So are the other characters, some of the other guys, Charlie Heath does a good job. But nowhere near the other people in the first movie. And Sandy Barron does a wonderful job as combination of Phil TVs and Mr. Conductor, Thomas Tank Engine, and the other, Javon Duggan does a good job with playing Bridget. I just love it. I love this movie to pieces. It's a lot better than the first one, a lot more funnier. I like the scene of villain that can rhyme and get drunk at the same time. Now that was a friendship idea. Seeing his magical powers being negatively affected by how much alcohol he drank. Now that was really funny. Anyway, I thank you for watching my little review of Leprechaun 2. It was really fun. I did this for St. Patrick's Day of 2026. I don't need to mention the month because it always happens in March. And it is a part of Leprechaun lore that always born on St. Patrick's Day. I know that. I know about the raw iron stuff. I know about the whole bird spirit, nature spirit of a leprechaun and everything. But I wonder what would happen if they ever met two leprechauns at once. That would just blow everyone's mind. I'm sure. But yeah, it was fun. You could easily change the name of this movie to Leprechaun 2. Leprechaun in the Mood. You evil, spiteful, evil demon from hell deserve to find love somewhere. It's called Love Island Shamrock Edition. See, as you can imagine, I love this movie, and I give it very good, happy face seal approval. Because it's funny. Or David's the gem in this movie. So are the others too. And does a fabulous job as the Leprechaun. It's like a big different role. You know, forget about Gremlin from or the Goblin from Harry Potter universe. Forget about the Ewok, the wicked Ewok who stole from Return of the Jedi. Forget about Willow. This is his best role ever. The Leprechaun from the Leprechaun franchise. And the explosion within is kind of fun too. Quite a violent way for him to die too. I don't even think in the first movie with this violent or ugly for that matter. And yeah, I love this movie. If you like what you see here and you want to see more on my channel, you know, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, contact me for future information on my videos and such by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer, call that at PNelsonPro. Also, my email is at jj@gmail.com. So I salute all you people who like Leprechauns and like Irish mythology and devious little creatures too. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. Have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. I'll see you girls and guys in the next video. Sayonara, Vincent, and adios.